Hello everyone. Today we will see how we can write the Dataflow SQL job using Google BigQuery. Not every one of us is a programming language expert or a developer who understands the programming language essence in a sense that he or she can create a data pipeline or orchestrate the pipeline using scripting or programming. So if you are a good SQL developer, you can directly write a BigQuery query and convert that BigQuery into Dataflow SQL, which is eventually a Dataflow job. So it is quite easy for you to just write a query. Suppose, for example, you are writing a query, complex query, which is nothing but joining multiple tables and performing some transformations and finally writing to a table. So it's a table to table transformation. You can just write the query in BigQuery and convert that query in a Dataflow SQL job. So eventually it will orchestrate a job for you, and you can also schedule the job similar to the Dataflow job we usually have. So this is what the documentation page you can go through for the Dataflow SQL. Also, if you go to the pricing, it does not charge you anything extra. It usually charges for Dataflow job like for vCPU, memory, disk and shuffles. So the same way it will charge you for the Dataflow SQL job. So let's try to create it. I will first go to my BigQuery console, and let me show you one table that I have already created, and we will just create a query to fetch some data from that table and convert that query to Dataflow SQL job. It's a very simple table that we have created in the previous exercise. So if you didn't watch that video, the link is just above the upper corner. You can just go to that link and see how we can write the nested fields and repeated fields, and also how to fetch the data from these nested fields. So this is the table which we are gonna query, but initially I will show you the data which is present. So it's running. So if you see, it's a one-to-many mapping between the nested fields, and what I will do is I will write a query which will fetch people from NY. So it will just give you the result Pete, the name of a person who belongs to city NY. So suppose I want to convert this query in a Dataflow job. So for that we can just write a query and convert this query to Dataflow SQL job instead of writing to the Dataflow job itself. So for that you just go to this query settings and change the query engine from BigQuery engine to Cloud Dataflow engine. So once you change this query engine to Cloud Dataflow engine, it will give you option to create the query into a Dataflow SQL job. So now I will try to make a query that I was writing. Select name from my project name, my dataset, and table name where city equals to NY. So this is what the query I want to convert to in a Dataflow job or Dataflow SQL job. So if I click on create Cloud Dataflow job, it is validating this query and it says validation successful. Guys, make sure you don't need the single ticks that we usually give in BigQuery, but as we are creating a Dataflow job, that are not required. So I'll just give some name to Dataflow job, sample library. I will use dash job. I will create it in US Central region because my dataset is also in the same region, which will help me. And when this query will run, it will create a result. So you want to store that result, right? So if you want to stream it to someone else, like a subscriber, you can just use cloud PubSub. Or you want to store the result in BigQuery table itself, you can just provide project, dataset and table name. So I will create a table result in same dataset, and there are three different dispositions for writing, like write if empty, like if table is empty then only write, then append to the table and overwrite to the table. So I will use overwrite to the table, and some additional output if you want, you can just provide the logs or something which is addition to the output itself. If your query is parameterized, you can use this option to add the variables or parameters using SQL query parameters, and then you can click on create. So now it's creating a job which is called as df SQL is a prefix and which is a constant value, so we cannot actually create a name which is not starting with this, so it's a default one. And then sample library job, so the job is getting created. It says it's not getting created, but if you wait for some time, it will refresh in data flow itself, and then this queued job will definitely get created, and it usually takes some time. So what we will do meanwhile, we'll just open data flow and see if it's actually creating this job, right? We can go from here also, let's see. So see, it's a data flow, jobs and the job ID. So guys, meanwhile, if you check this out, the documentation itself, right? So it will give you the step by step introduction, everything that we just saw, and you can just create some sample queries and create the data flow SQL using either a beam pipeline. Normally we create data flow jobs using beam pipelines, right? So but we can use data flow SQL query using the gcloud command as well. So this is how we can write data flow SQL, then query, and then BigQuery table, and finally the query can be written. So it's similar to the BigQuery tool, which is query, right? BQ query, and then you have to write the actual query. Similar to that, they have provided this command line facility as well, gcloud data flow SQL. But the option we saw was the BigQuery console itself gives you the option to create the job. So normally it takes some time, and see, it is created now, and it is trying to run that query and store the results in the BigQuery table. So if you see, it just started and it's converted to running state. Even you can see the same in BigQuery panel now. It's almost being like 2 minutes and 39 seconds. So it will definitely spin on the resources and try to resolve. So now we will go to the job and see what are the steps. So if you see, it's prepare write operation, then batch loads operation, which is, I believe, very complex. It has its own DAG structure. These are the internal steps that it is going to follow. So you might concern that this table does not have lot of data. It does not have millions of records. It just have 3-4 records, and I'm fetching a single row. Even though that is the case, it will go through this flowchart, and each and every step will be verified, validated, and if it is required, that will be executed. So it has flattening the results, grouping the results, shuffling the results, and finally merging the output and storing it back to the sink itself. So if you see, this green symbol means it has created this and succeeded these steps, and now it's trying to resolve which steps are required and which are not, and finally it will store the results in the final output table. Even you can see the execution details, and if you see, this step is running, So it will show you in not in much detail, it will show you just a DAG, which step is running, which step is not. So few steps are remaining, so hold on guys. Job metrics will show you what are the computations, what are the number of workers, which workers are active, and what is the throughput, how much time it's taking, what is the CPU utilization. You can track in a data flow job each and every step, and finally the result will be stored. So this is the last step which is pending. So once that is done, the job will get converted. So almost taking 5 minutes. Even if the records are hundred, thousands or millions, then only it will, just a minute or two will be the difference. But even though the records are 1 or 2, it's taking 5 minutes. So for the larger data sets, it is quite useful because it is distributed processing in data flow. But if your records are lesser, it's not quite worthy to use it. But as we are using the sample data set, we don't have much data. So guys, I believe every step is complete here. Let's refresh this screen and check it out, whether the records are available in the final table. It's a single record, single column and single cell whose value is Pete, because Pete is the person who is from NY city. So we'll see whether that table is created. So this BigQuery result screen is loading. Meanwhile, we can see whether the results table is created. So yeah, results table is created, and our data flow job is also completed. So if you go back, so this job was running and it has completed after 5 minutes 32 seconds. And if I query result table, it will contain only Pete as the value because the query was. So before that, we need to change the BigQuery engine because I want to see the results here only. I will run this query. Okay, so now if we are running in BigQuery, we will need single ticks, but in a data flow SQL job we don't need it. Okay, so project name, yeah. So this is what the result is, and it's a correct result. It has populated the final table result using the data flow job itself. So this was the job which was created using BigQuery console, and we have triggered the data flow SQL job from BigQuery itself. So this was that job which was created. So this is how we can create a data flow pipeline job to perform the complex transformation. If you have a BigQuery query which transforms the results from few BigQuery tables to final BigQuery table, you directly write the BigQuery query and create a data flow SQL job out of it. So so guys, this was it, and thank you for watching this video. Let's data.